Hello, everyone. Good evening to the people in the UK and good morning to people other parts of the world. What I'm going to be presenting to you today is a pedagogy for cooperative learning in design studios called Shifting Allegiances. It has an emphasis on shared student authorship and a learning process based on productive comparisons of student work. It is not group work as it is commonly understood. So the key principles or ingredients of a design studio, which is using shifting allegiances, are cognitive diversity, which is defined as the differences in knowledge, perspectives, experiences, belief, and preferences of the students. Transactive memory is the understanding of the knowledge and skill of the various students. And open-mindedness, which holds that group members are free to express their perspectives and that individual differing perspectives have value. This concept has been tested in 4 design studios in cold climate zones, North Dakota and Minnesota in the US. The students are charged with utilizing existing infrastructural, structural, space, and material waste in the city. And they learn and test passive, responsive, regenerative, renewable strategies to achieve measurable transformations such as Architecture 2030 and zero carbon goals. So the first step in this process is called setting the table. At multiple points during the semester, in response to the problem statement, each student contributes multiple artifacts to the studio for discussion. Here, an individual student S is shown to contribute 4 artifacts, shown as shaded circles in the diagram. It is understood that a student's artifacts embody their ideas, perspectives, or questions about the architectural problems. In the next step of creating conflation, this proceeds in an experimental, playful, and iterative manner. Students take turns to lead the discussion and provisionally combine artifacts contributed by individual students into thematic groups. Students share their perspective, moving artifacts around to illustrate alternative groupings and readings, generating potential design strategies for the studio to test as a group. There is no expectation that all artifacts produced by any single student will stay grouped. In fact, by the time the students have all taken their turns, the artifacts produced by any one student usually get distributed across many different groups. In the final step, the testing of possible combinations is ended, and the new grouping of artifacts are unambiguously defined and labeled. Through discussions, students then develop a high level of transactive memory and assign themselves to thematic groupings of artifacts based on self-identified strengths, skills they can contribute or teach, or deficits, skills they need to learn. They take on responsibility for work that they did not themselves create. As a result, they take on ownership of new combinations of ideas or questions, learning from the perspectives of their peers. They develop these thematic ideas through tools, trying to reach measurable goals in preparation for the next setting of the table and next iteration of the whole concept. So absenting individual authorship and shifting allegiances, studios have led to students engaged in productive comparisons, multiple readings of works, information sharing, and debate. Students have even valued failures and not been afraid of them because they are an opportunity to engage in cognitive confrontation involving the active seeking for an accurate and comprehensive understanding of the causes of failures of some design strategies to reach measurable goals. Students typically have displayed an interest in these studios and larger scale agency. They're seeking out systemic impacts through but beyond the sites or existing structures that they are working on. At times, it has even led to knowledge contributions. For example, one of the studios proposed two relevant expansions of Lunen's taxonomy for climate adaptive building shells. Another group proposed a zoning code change to city authorities. The shifting allegiances format placed the students in a leadership role, empowering them to display independence and design final review space and structures based on the type of feedback they considered valuable. So they were empowered to act, essentially. In conclusion, the shifting allegiances approach is a micro framework in the sense that it does not require large curricular or program changes and is not bound to specific content. Therefore, it can be customized and implemented by instructors in their studios. I just want to send a note of thanks to the students and the funders who've made this work possible, and of course to the audience and organizers today. Thank you.